Alright, today we're working on reflections day 2. So this is a little bit of everything that we've been going over. Alright, so for every single one of these graphs, 1 through 6, it wants us to use the same exact triangle. Okay, so for every single one of them, I'm going to plot the same triangle. Okay, so let's go ahead and get plotted. There's A, B is 3, 2, there's B, and C is 6, 4. Okay, so for every single one of them, this is going to be the first triangle that you plot. Okay. So remember, as we're talking about this, we're talking about reflections. And reflections should potentially be the same distance to the line of reflection, given that it's one of the normal ones and not a y equals mx plus b, where you have a different slope besides 1 and you have a b value. So if you're reflecting it over the y-axis, for the first one, I'm just going to simply highlight the y-axis. Here it is. So you should know where your image is going to go. If it's on the right, it should go to the left. And if any part of it's on the left, it would move back over to the right. So with these reflections, remember, reflection is an equal distance to the line of reflection. So if A is 1 away, then it should be 1 away on the other side. If B is 1, 2, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3 to the left. Same thing with C. C is 2, 3, 4, 6 to the right, so I'd move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left. Okay. And again, please make sure you label these with A prime. This one was B prime, and this one was C prime. And that's how you complete a reflection over the y-axis. Just counting. I'm going to leave you guys to actually come up with the coordinates that they ask you for. A prime, B prime, and C prime. Okay, and again, you would start number 2. And again, if you can't see that, I do apologize. Make sure you put the A prime, B prime, C prime labels and give the actual coordinates. Okay, the sheet. Next one, number 2. You're doing the same thing. A, B, C. So you're taking the original triangle, and now you're going to reflect this over the x-axis, doing the same manner. You're counting. If it's 2 up, we go 2 down. So I'm going to go 1, 2 down, and label this one as B prime. Do the same thing for those. A prime, B prime, C prime, and then give me their coordinates. Okay, that's what my expectation is. Okay. Now as far as the next couple ones, they're not too bad. We're going to do a reflection over y equals x. So again, I'm going to plot that same triangle again. A, B, C. Now here we have to be slightly careful because y equals x is again the diagonal line that goes through the origin and has a slope of rise of 1, run of 1. So we're looking at this diagonal line here. I need to reflect it over this diagonal line. Okay. And again, it's going to be perpendicular. This has a rise 1, run 1 concept. So I'm using the perpendicular of that's 1, down 1, right 1, that's 2, down 1, right 1, that's 3, and then a half. So I'm going to go a half again, and then again I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 to get to the other side. There's where the A prime location is going to be. I'm going to do the same thing for C. Now remember, you're counting the diagonal boxes because it's the slope of the down 1, right 1. So we do that in the other side. Back 1, up 1. There's the C prime location. B is only a half away, a box away, so we're going to only go half to the other side. And there's where the B prime would go. So I'm getting this triangle here. And again, please don't forget A prime, B prime, C prime's coordinates. I want you to list them. All right. A, B, C. Now we're going to reflect over y equals negative x. So if you remember what that looks like, it looks similar to the one before it, except for it's a diagonal in the different direction that has a slope of down 1, right 1 from the origin. Which should look like this. Okay, and again, that's down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. So I'm getting all of these points to actually create this line. Okay, so again, please count your distance diagonally to get to the line. You can see how many boxes that is, so count. That's a half. So remember, you're counting half on the other side before you start to go out whole boxes. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one there. Please make sure you actually do the reflection and then list the coordinates of A prime, B prime, and C prime. Okay. Now when we go to reflect these over y equals 2, okay, I'm not going to draw the triangle this time. I think you guys can do it. Now y equals 2 is this line. So it's very much similar to how we did it over the x-axis, except for now we're just going to count down to the purple line and then count over. Okay, x equals negative 2. Is here, and this is very much similar to reflecting it over the y-axis. So once you draw your triangle, so I'll model one of them. Okay, there's A, and A is 1, 2, 3 away from the purple line. So you would go 1, 2, 3 to the other side of the purple line, and this would be A prime. Okay, and this one was A. Okay, so again, finish your triangle here, and then reflect it to the other side of the purple line, and list the coordinates for both of these. If you need any further assistance, I'll be available after school, or you can ask me in class before you hand it in.